Hello, Hall Stars and Hall Stands. I'm Amber, and this is the Hallmarkies podcast, the podcast made by Hallmarkies for Hallmarkies. And today, joining me on this Feedback Friday is our fearless leader, Rachel.
Hi!
And our Southern Belle, Miss Caroline.
Hey!
We, those of you who paid attention might have noticed that there was no Feedback Friday last week. You might have thought, was Friday itself canceled? No, it wasn't. But, there was the holiday and life got in the way, so there was no Feedback Friday. But we did post 2 things on July 4th, which was a Thursday, so sort of made up for it. Don't you think, Rachel?
Yeah, I don't think anybody can complain about our lack of content. That's a hard play to win.
Some people who have said, like, hey, you're posting too much.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've ever had somebody that says, like, hey, ma'am, I believe I needed an extra post this week.
Right. Yeah, because we had July 4th, and then we also had the interview with Justin Dyke, the director of A Very Country Christmas. So, Very Country Christmas and A Very Country Wedding. So there was plenty for people to listen to last week, even though we didn't have the feedback show.
But when we took the weekend off, did you have a nice 4th?
We kind of celebrated a day early. My family always does things weird because everybody was going out of town. But on the 3rd, we had a nice little gathering, and we played charades. It was a pretty epic game of charades, and I did a terrible job impersonating my brother. So that was kind of fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
I would ask for you to do your brother impersonation now, but unless it's your little brother, I would have no idea.
Yeah, no. It was just kind of like I was just slouching a lot, and people kept guessing like Hunchback of Notre Dame. And I'm like, oh no. Oh.
But it's not Sam.
No. We just slouch a lot though.
For those of you who remember, Sam is Rachel's brother who came on the podcast.
Yes. On the Psych podcast.
We still need recommendations of movies for Sam to watch, and we should bring it back.
Yeah, we really should.
And then, Caroline, how was your 4th?
It was good. Just hanging out with family. Ate boiled peanuts.
Yeah, boiled peanuts. I saw you post that on Instagram.
Yes.
Or Twitter, and I have no idea what that is.
It's the best thing ever.
Boiled peanuts, but is that it?
Yeah, it's boiled in salt for like 7 hours. And they're really soft. And they're really good. But you have to grow up eating them to like them. If you don't, then they're not that good. But
they're just like soft, salty peanuts?
Yeah.
I don't know why that would be weird. And then it's just basically good. Peanut butter?
It's like soft. Yeah. It's not peanut butter
outside.
Soft. You don't eat the outside.
Okay, well, see, then I was ready to bail on thinking it would have been fine. But if it's just the peanut insides, then it's great.
Yes. You'll have to try some one day.
I will. When we have our host party.
Yes.
I'll make sure that you bring some.
I'll bring some.
That'll be your side dish.
I've heard of that before. I think I've seen it on Food Network, but I never actually tried it. So I saw that on your Instagram. I'm like, ooh, so exotic.
Yes.
Caroline.
A lot of the Southern foods are probably exotic.
I mean, but have you ever had Jell-O, Caroline?
Yes.
It's so weird because
that's our food in Utah.
Well, supposedly we eat green Jell-O all the time. I've lived here for so long, and I don't think I've ever had green Jell-O. I've had other flavors of Jell-O, but I hardly ever get lime Jell-O.
I like Jell-O.
Do you agree, Amber, or do you get it all the time? Do you guys eat lime Jell-O?
I think I have a healthy balance of red Jell-O and green Jell-O in my life.
I don't know. It's just a funny thing. If anything, I got way more Jell-O in Indiana on my mission than I've ever gotten in Utah.
Well, gelatine prices have gone up. That is not true, by the way. I mean, it could be true. I don't know. But I don't have any facts for that. I was just pretending. And then I didn't really do anything on the 4th of July, except for at 1:00 a.m., I went to my sister's house and watched Stranger Things until 9 a.m.
So you finished it?
Yeah.
One binge session. What's the verdict? What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it didn't have any episodes that really failed for me. Solid.
So there were no bonkers, weird 11 episodes like in season 2?
There was, I felt like, it's one of my complaints. This became a Stranger Things podcast. One of my complaints about season 2 was that there was so much that they did that didn't impact the rest of the storyline.
Uh-huh.
Main storyline, like 11 going off to wherever the city, and that didn't bear fruit past that episode, other than, she comes back from the city.
Yeah.
And then the whole storyline with Jonathan and Nancy in season 2 was so isolated and actually, frankly, unnecessary to the rest of the storyline. But I didn't have those kinds of problems with season 3. So overall, I thought it was great.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but I liked season 2. I felt like it was less of a mystery and more of a monster movie kind of series now. And I kind of liked the mystery in season 1 better, but it was still very enjoyable.
Caroline, do you watch Stranger Things?
I have not watched Stranger Things.
I feel like it would be too scary for you.
I like happy things.
Yeah.
And Hallmark mystery scary.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't feel like Stranger Things is a Caroline show.
No.
we should make a parody poster. This is Stranger Things, Happy Things.
Happy Things. And like, instead of being red, it will be like pink.
Yeah.
But it should come as no surprise that I like Stranger Things, because my banner on Twitter since the beginning of Stranger Things says Team Steve. So in Stranger Things font. And I just have to say, I liked Steve from like the first episode when I first saw it. And everyone else thought he was the worst. And I said, you're crazy. He's the greatest. So I'm real glad that everyone else has come around on the good ship, Team Steve.
You just have good opinions, Amber.
I don't want to say that I'm the best at opinions, but I'll let you say it. Just like Henry Gowan. He was just a poor, misunderstood little waif.
This is really just a positive affirmation session for Amber. That's what we're doing this feedback show.
My whole life is a positive affirmation session for Amber. That's why I need people to give me mean comments so I can be like, I know, right? Take me down a peg. Anyway, wow, did we get off of Hallmark? But you know what? It's the feedback show. We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
So yeah. What else can we talk about? How about the feedback from the fans? We got a question on our Facebook asking us if we remembered the dog's name from The Good Witch. And I don't think we ever gave a satisfactory answer to Jade. So I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. The dog's name is Klondike. As in, what would you do for a Klondike bar? And the only reason why I really remember this, because I'm not a huge dog person, is that there's a YouTube guy that I love named Jack's Films. He's also probably not for Hallmark people. But his dog's name is Klondike. This week it was just all dogs on the podcast because we had our randomness episode where we talked, well, not we because I wasn't there, but Rachel. Tell us a bit about that random episode.
Challenging podcast to do because we only had one movie. We didn't have a whole lot of other stuff to talk about. And because I wasn't a big fan of the movie, I didn't want it to come off as mean-spirited and just be kind of spending this whole episode of the podcast, talking about this movie I didn't like. So I was like, what are we going to do? And I knew that Ginny and Laura were not super high on it either, because if they had like loved it, then that would have been fine and we could have, but they were like on it. And so I'm like, great, what are we gonna do? And I couldn't really think of anything that would take up enough time for a satisfactory, I don't know, that would just make it all work. And so kind of in desperation, we ended up just kind of cobbling all of this stuff together. And I'm really proud of how it turned out. It was kind of a bummer because they had some technical difficulties, so their sound wasn't as great as we wanted it to be because their internet, so they had to call in. You know, these are the things behind the scenes that nobody thinks about. But I still think it turned out fun. We ended up with the review of the movie, which is one of my rare took me to a dark place moments. I did not care for that movie personally. And then we talked about our top 3 favorite Hallmark dogs. So not just dog movies, the actual dogs themselves. And that was fun. And I gave my review of A Very Country Wedding. And then we gave a preview for Christmas Camp. And we found out just this week that it was going to air on Thursday instead of on Saturday. And I guess that's going to be the thing this whole upcoming season is the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries movies are going to be on Thursday and Friday as opposed to Saturday, Sunday. So we're going to have a new movie Thursday, a new movie Friday, a new movie Saturday, a new movie Sunday.
I mean, and that's going to be nice to sort of spread it out, but man, is that going to be exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it'll be better because when we're doing the live tweeting, we won't have 2 threads going on at the same time like we had last year, which could be kind of confusing. But yeah, that's.
But you know, we actually asked for this because definitely I upvoted all of those comments on Hallmark channels and Hallmark movies things that said, stagger the movies. Don't air them at the same time. You're just shooting yourselves in the foot on ratings because people aren't going to be able to watch 2 things at once. And, you know, my suggestion was like set it back an hour on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries so that they don't overlap. But yeah, this works too.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
But you know, as we get later into the season, there are going to be like, I would not be surprised if the week of Thanksgiving, there's this new movie every single day for 10 days. And then I would not be surprised if like the last 10 days before Christmas, they're like, surprise, it's another new movie every day.
Yeah, I think so. Well, technically they have backed out of their promise for a new movie every Saturday. So who knows what's going to happen at this point? Like they might even back out of 40 movies. We don't know.
No way are they backing out of 40 movies. They are definitely
Christmas movies.
Maybe they're going to have like 50 Christmas movies.
They might be surprised we're putting 10 of those on the app.
Oh my gosh, that was so. I don't know what's the. I don't like the way that they treated In the Key of Love.
It's so bizarre. It doesn't make any sense to me, but
I really wanted to see it too. I was bummed.
We did have 2 fun interviews since we last did a feedback show. We had our Paul Campbell interview, which turned out really fun. Me and Lisa got to be on that one, and he was really funny. He also put me on the spot. I had to review The Last Bridesmaid because I right there with him on the line because I opened my dumb mouth, but I think I pulled out of it pretty well. I think it did pretty good. But it turned out to be a pretty fun interview. And then we interviewed Anna White, who wrote Sister of the Bride.
Rachel, you've distracted me from the dogs, which is what we were talking about, Klondike and the random dog episode. We actually got a question from @BlueDrumMajor, Jonathan, on Twitter that said, the dogs, it's not a question, it's just a comment. The dogs I help take care of let me know I'm not allowed to listen to your podcast first thing in the morning. I got so engrossed in this interview, I was late with their breakfast. They were not happy campers. I had to stop where I was, feed them, and then finish listening. So, you know, that's how you know that it's a good episode when the dogs the dogs get mad.
And that was actually in response to the Anna White interview. And so we definitely encourage everybody to feed their animals.
Despite the fact that I'm not a huge dog person, please, give it a thing.
Yeah. I'm really proud of how it turned out. I felt like it, there's some weeks where you just do the best you can do. And I felt like that was one. And I appreciate Ginny and Laura being up for anything. They were great.
Yeah. I mean, and at Nydia Raquel 25 from Twitter, she's the greatest, by the way.
Yeah.
She commented that she thought it was sure random, but she loved it. And she loves that after she listens to us discuss a movie, there's always something we mentioned that she didn't catch during premiere night. And she also thought that favorite Hallmark dogs was a great topic. So, Rachel, look at you go.
Hey,
Queen of coming up with good ideas.
Yeah. So if you have any other ideas of things you think might be fun for this kind of situation or for the feedback show, just let us know.
Absolutely. She answered a question that was sent to us asking what the top 5 4th of July wedding movies were.
Oh,
and
right.
They were Yes, I Do, Sister of the Bride, A Country Wedding, Stop the Wedding, and The Last Bridesmaid. And so I thought it would be fun if we all quickly ranked those movies from our least favorite to our favorite of those movies first. And my ranking from least favorite, but still favorite, because, these are all good movies, to, unless you're Rachel, who I know what you have least favorite, because you just don't get it. So my least favorite is Country Wedding, followed by Sister of the Bride, and then Last Bridesmaid in 3rd place. Yes, I Do is in 2nd place for me, and then taking in the top spot, I have Stop the Wedding.
Good list.
Very good list.
Caroline, what about you?
I have A Country Wedding at number 5, The Last Bridesmaid at number 4, Yes, I Do number 3, Sister of the Bride number 2, and Stop the Wedding number 1. I love Niall and Rachel.
They're so good. Plus Alan Thicke.
Yes. Rest in peace.
All right, Rachel. Lay it on me.
So I have Yes, I Do at 5. That one I didn't enjoy. The rest I really, really enjoyed, all these 4. So I have Last Bridesmaid at 4. I have Sister of the Bride at 3. I have Stop the Wedding at 2. And I have Country Wedding at number 1. It's one of my all-time favorites.
You brought Country Wedding in as the spoiler, keeping Stop the Wedding from having a perfect sweep.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorites.
I know. You just love Jesse Metcalf.
I do. I think he and Autumn Reese have really great chemistry in that one. And
they really do.
I think it's great.
Alrighty. So now it's time to get to some other fun feedback that we got. We got an email from Steve H. And he says, often, a lead will be non-romantic or even distant because it's revealed in the second half of the movie that they were once in a serious relationship, were even engaged, and then at the last moment they were blindsided when their fiance ran off with someone else. And then he said, many movies like Birthday Wish, I Do, and Valentine Ever After feature a lead in a serious relationship who's even engaged sometimes, that in 2 to 7 days after being around their small town high school sweetheart, dump their boyfriend or girlfriend. So his question is, are there any movies where the jilted boyfriend or girlfriend we would like to see them be the lead in their own movie and create a shared Hallmark cinematic universe? So,
wondering about cinematic.
This is my favorite question of all time.
Yeah.
This isn't even from Scott, you guys. So watch out, Scott. People are coming for your crown.
I've got one.
Okay, you go.
I think that Marcus Rosner's character in Christmas in Evergreen, because he was so nice, and he flew the helicopter all the way just to see her, and he did things that in any other movie would be super romantic, and so I think he's primed and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Caroline, do you have any suggestions?
Her name, like I had it on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember her name, but the girlfriend in Love to the Rescue.
Oh yeah,
I forget her
the
name.
Reporter? She was a reporter, right?
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. What's the one I'm thinking of? The one I'm thinking
of Eat, Play, Love.
Eat, Play, Love. Sorry, Love to the Rescue. Sorry.
Yeah, the girlfriend, like I want her to have a relationship because she ended it, and I was impressed. So I want her to have one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another one, I will forever champion Marta in True Love Blooms, who I just absolutely thought was hilarious. And in the end of the movie, she's moving to New York City to become a designer. And I would absolutely watch the heck out of the Marta in the Big City movie. It's like designing Christmas windows or something would be the best.
Yes.
That one would be really fun.
Obviously, everybody knows that I hashtag justice for Craig, who was not necessarily the boyfriend or the fiance, but he was the jilted other guy in Christmas Homecoming, played by the impeccable Toby Levins. So I would love to have a spinoff where he, just a super nice guy who just happens to be in love with Julie Benz's character, gets his own lady.
There you go.
Hashtag justice for Craig. You guys got to remember that. That was my first real manic side character moment.
I thought of one more. The fiance from Autumn Dreams. Because he's so nice. And
that was really good, yeah.
Yeah, and Joe Wagner's character just ends up dumping him, and you feel so bad.
Bless his heart. He wanted to get married so bad.
And of course, anytime that Casey Manderson's character gets dumped,
yes,
I'd like to see that person get love. Particularly Casey Manderson's character from Love at the... What's the cafe one called?
Oh, yeah.
Love Struck Cafe.
Love Struck Cafe.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Oh, and also Victor Zink's character in any of them. Because he always manages to play that guy, but in such a nice way.
What did you guys think of June Weddings as a whole, as a season, as a group? I felt like it was pretty strong. I mean, I'm not high on it, but even movies that I wasn't expecting to, there was only one movie I didn't like. Even Wedding March was pretty decent.
Yeah, that's the thing about this season. I definitely didn't expect to like some of them as much as I did. They were all pretty solid.
Yeah.
Much like Stranger Things, I enjoyed this season quite a lot.
Very good.
2019 has had a lot of winners, like early on. So I'm impressed.
I think so too. There's really only a handful that I haven't enjoyed on some level.
I'll watch them all again. Just,
I'd watch almost all of them again.
I'm going to say, though, I was really surprised by Sister of the Bride. I did not expect to like it.
Me too.
And I really did. So, way to go, everyone involved. Although I did feel like a little bit, and I know you guys are like, well, he's Michael Gross. He can do anything he wants. I was a little anti her dad being so aggressive, passive-aggressive.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Because I like my aggressive, like, either aggressive or way sneakier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a fine line that they walked, but you should listen to the interview with the writer then, because she was really fun.
No, I'm just saying I liked it better than I thought I would, and the only quibble I had, it was a small quibble. And they resolved it in a satisfactory way, so...
Yeah.
That's
I totally get that. It was way better than I think that, do you guys agree that Becca Tobin is like a secret really great all-star. Like I feel like all three of her movies have been really solid.
Yeah. I wish she would do more movies during the year.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you know who else really enjoyed Sister of the Bride?
Right, Scott!
Yeah, that's right. He did. In fact, we got a message from
Right, Scott!
and he told us, he said, in 2019, we received our first Hallmark Easter movie. I enjoyed Sister of the Bride with its 4th of July tie-in. And then he asked us, what other holidays do you believe could be utilized more in Hallmark movies? I'm just going to go straight out and say Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Because we sometimes get a Good Witch, but they start Christmas in September now, and Halloween just gets trampled.
There's October Kiss, but that has trick or treating and has, but there's not that many. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's a good one.
St. Patrick's Day. Yes.
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day is just like a fun, festive time.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else?
I think that Thanksgiving could be used. They've only done a couple outright Thanksgiving movies, and I think they could use that holiday better.
Like, allocate 5 of the Christmas movies to be Thanksgiving-y Christmassy movies.
Yeah.
Hanukkah.
Yeah.
But we do know we're getting at least a couple Hanukkah movies this year, so that's good. What else?
I think Thanksgiving.
And I really think that they should have more Memorial Day themed movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because, they always like to have the Veterans Christmas movies, but set one, in the spring, summery time, plop it on Memorial Day, it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one.
But this is not a holiday, but I cannot stress enough how much I need them to have Olympic themed movies during the Olympics.
That would be
Next year it's Summer Olympics, right?
Yeah. So it can't be the Winter Games, but they don't even have to say like the Summer Olympics, and they don't have to show the rings. They don't have to play the anthem of the Olympics. Just be like the Summer Games and have 2 people be runners or 2 swimmers or 2 a gymnast, or heck, they don't even have to be the athletes. They can just be like 2 fans who are from rival countries, the United States and Canada.
Oh, that would be so cool.
They're so easy, and they can like fight and fall in love.
That would be cute. I'd like that.
That would be cute.
That would be fun. And Summer Olympics would actually be easier because really you could do it any time. Because most of those events are just at tracks and stuff like that, and pools. Unlike winter where you need a mountain.
Love in the stands. Oh, standing by love. Love on Standby. I don't know what Love on Standby is, but if there's not a movie named Love on Standby in the next 5 years, I'm going to be very upset.
Bye. Oh, cool.
Oh my gosh.
Romance.
I just figured out the plot for Love on Standby. It's about people who are trying to get home for whatever reason, and the airport is closed down. So they're just waiting in the airport the whole time, trying to get on these planes, and they're on standby. They fall in love in the airport.
That'd be fun.
Like that the Spielberg movie.
Yeah,
what's
it called? Terminal.
Oh, Terminal. Yeah. Really good.
But Love on Standby, the Hallmark movie.
That was a very good question.
They could even get on the flight and just fall in love on the airplane the whole time.
There you go.
That would be fine for me if the whole movie was just like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then the girl she has a connecting flight, so she's going on, and he's going to leave her in the airport, and then he, like, changes his mind and buys a ticket for their flight, and they fly off together. Solved it. Okay, this is completely distracted. I apologize.
That was a very good question. Thank you, Scott.
Who are you thanking?
Scott, for the good question.
Wait, who was it?
Scott.
I just wanted to get my sound cue. Okay, and then Great Scott also gave us some Hallmark movies to match in the challenge game. In the Hallmark match challenge. But before we get to Scott's very difficult movies, Colleen, queen of this game, who invented it, gave us some more movies to think about.
Now, Caroline, you weren't on the last time we did this. Do you remember this game?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Well, for Caroline, in case she doesn't remember, and for anyone who's listening who doesn't remember, the premise of this game is Colleen gives us a movie, or anyone can give us a movie, and we have to try to come up with an appropriate Hallmark movie to lure whoever it is that loves this movie into watching Hallmark.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited.
So far, this is going to be a breeze because the first movie is 27 Dresses.
The Last Bride?
Yeah, correct. Sure. Yeah, that's the right answer. And then the next one, 50 First Dates. Remember Sunday, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because she literally, no, he gets the short-term memory loss problem.
Yeah, for sure. That one's it.
Those two were slam dunks. Okay. Then the next one, 13 Going on 30.
I think the closest you have is something kind of one of the Family Man ones, don't you think? Or the like one of the Christmas Switch or
the Lacey Chabert or
the Family for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really good call. And then the next one she gave us was The Proposal.
Let me think. I mean, there seems like there's so many that would be kind of similar to that one.
Holiday Engagement. Is that?
I think
is that
so.
a Hallmark?
Isn't it?
No, it is a Hallmark. But Holiday Engagement, like, it's not really. Is there any Hallmark movies about where the what about it's Christmas Carol? Because you have the boss is the jerk, and by the end of the movie.
I think Caroline and I were both going for the pretend engagement part, not the boss lady part. But I agree. 1-2 punch.
Okay, watch both.
It's Christmas Carol and Holiday Engagement. Boom. Okay, this next one is tricky. Definitely maybe. And the only thing I can think of is My Boyfriend's Dogs, because it goes through those different relationships.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is there any ones that are sort of political in feel? Maybe the My Fair Lady one? Can't think of the name all of a sudden. The Makeover?
What's that called? The Makeover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like my Boyfriend's Dogs.
Yeah, you do, Caroline, because we are matchers. We both said St. Patrick's Day at the same time.
We do.
Okay, and then the next one she has for us is Music and Lyrics.
Wedding of Dreams.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Or Summer, either one. Summer Dreams, Wedding of Dreams.
August Dreams. Okay, and then Hitch.
And the oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? The Eric Mabius one, How to Fall in Love.
Yeah.
Great suggestion. Okay, While You Were Sleeping.
This one has a lot too. What would be a good one? Very Merry Mix-Up?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the right answer. There's head trauma in both. there's not really a lie, but there is that confusion of like, oh, I'm in love with my brother's fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Very great call, Rachel. You've redeemed yourself.
Okay, good. Thank you.
All right. And then the last one that Colleen sent to us was The Wedding Singer.
You think about the elements of Wedding Singer. Get dumped. What's one more one gets epically dumped? Trying to think. Mistletoe Inn.
Oh, good one. Yes.
Rachel.
Okay, but ladies, it is not over because now it's time for
Great Scott!
his really tricky ones.
Okay, good.
Okay, so his first one is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh my gosh. What's one about a little kid that's the worst?
He's not the worst.
He is the worst.
It's not his fault. No one could handle midichlorians. It's just difficult.
It's the worst. It's not the actor's fault, but it's the character's terrible.
Sorry, not about Star Wars, but you should watch it. But I had an idea. What if we said Sarah Plain and Tall because it's like in a dusty, dry place, and there are kids that do things, and sometimes they're kind of irritating, but they're kids, and then like the adults are all dealing with like real things. You don't like it?
No, I don't.
Better.
It's pretty good.
Second one.
I'm going to keep thinking about that one, and I'll let you know.
The second one is going to be impossible. Silence of the Lambs.
It's got to be one of the mysteries. I think if you were a big fan of Silence of the Lambs, I think I would say watch the recent set of Haley Dean Mysteries.
Yeah, I was going to say Haley Dean.
Haley Dean is darker, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that was not as tricky. Okay, and then he said, The Dingo Ate My Baby movie. He couldn't remember the name, but it's called A Cry in the Dark.
I've never seen that, so I don't know if I can answer.
A Cry in the Dark or Cry in the Wild? A Cry in the Dark. I was right.
I don't know that movie, so.
Well, in that movie, a dingo eats her baby. And then people think she murdered the baby.
Oh, gosh.
I've never heard of that movie. So.
Me either.
You'll have to take this one over.
I don't know. I've never actually seen it. I just know that that's what it's about because in Seinfeld, she said, maybe the dingo ate your baby. And I needed to know why that was funny. I don't know what to tell you about A Cry in the Dark, my friend. You know what? It's disqualified because you didn't even know the movie's name. All right, so that ends all of our questions from...
Great Scott!
But you thought we were done? Oh, no.
Hallelujah, holiday, a big time celebration.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just announced is that we are going to have a Christmas at Dollywood starring Dolly Parton herself and Danica McKellar. And I presume written by Nina Weinman Swift.
Yeah.
This is the greatest news of my whole life. Come on. What could be better than this? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I love Dolly, and I've always wanted to go to Dollywood. And I don't think she'll be in the movie much. I think it'll be similar to Priscilla Presley's role in Wedding at Graceland. But I still, yeah, I mean, how can you not be excited about that?
Although Dolly's a little bit more of an actor than Priscilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dolly has been involved with Hallmark before now. Because she had her Coat of Many Colors. What? No. What's that called? Is that what it was called? Her movie?
Yeah, one of them was called that, I think.
Yeah. And then she had her special that she did on Hallmark. So I think it's possible that she could be more involved.
I would love that. I love Dolly.
I honestly, and also she was in an Unlikely Angel. She was in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Don't crush my dreams, Rachel.
But no, I really do. I adore Dolly, so yeah, I'm a big fan.
I hope they have roles, like walk-on roles, because I'm close to Dollywood. Not super close, but
Ooh.
4 hours away, so fingers crossed.
And from what we're hearing, it's set to premiere in September, which is real close. However, I don't believe that because they lie to us all the time.
Yeah. We basically just need to wait until the day before it's going to air. Like, okay, we're good. Even the day of airing, maybe.
Yeah, they might change their minds.
Well, I'm going to actually wait until it actually begins to air before I believe the movie's coming on.
Right.
But that's it. I was saving that for last, and Rachel seems to be less excited than I hoped she'd be.
What?
But that's okay, because I'm excited enough for everybody.
No, I adore Dolly. I absolutely love 9 to 5, and Still Magnolias I'm a big fan of. I even like, shoot, now I say it and I can't think of the name.
Rhinestone?
No, I don't like
what's that called?
But the one where she's
Straight Talk?
Straight Talk. I even like Straight Talk.
You thought you knew Dolly better than me, you fool.
I never said that, but I do really enjoy her. And so, yeah, this is going to be really cool. I'm very, very looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I'm super excited about this Christmas because we're going to have multiple movies from Julie Sherman-Wolf, multiple movies from Nina. We're going to have a bunch of other people. It's interesting because I feel like it's kind of it's an interesting thing that as we've gotten more and more invested in Hallmark, I feel like we are almost as excited about the writers, if not more so, than about the actors. Wouldn't you agree, Amber?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting.
That wasn't a lot to say, but I mean, this is the difference, I think, for me, because we know the writer's tone, right? And a lot of the Hallmark movies depends on the tone and the humor and the heart they're able to bring into the thing. And writers are able to sort of carry that with them from, script to script. But, the actors themselves, they are not necessarily being the same heart, the same characterization, because they're not supposed to. They're supposed to bring something different to each character. So you can't quite trust just because someone's in there and they're great, that it's going to be what you want it to be. But if they're a writer, you can say, but I have a lot of faith in their tone and their dialogue. So I
think that's right on. And it's just, it's an interesting thing because I can think of that many fandoms where people even know the writers. I mean, there's a few like an Aaron Sorkin or somebody like that, but it's pretty unusual, which I think is very cool.
And how they interact with the fans, like while I'm watching the movie. I love that.
Me too. So it's really cool. I'm very looking forward to this. It's probably going to kill me, but I'm very much looking forward to this countdown to Christmas. But speaking of Christmas, we have very exciting next Monday. We have my interview with Joanna Wilson is going to air. This is when I recorded actually in April, so we've had it for a while. But anyway, she is actually, for her career, she is a Christmas TV historian. That's her job. And she wrote an entire Christmas TV encyclopedia, and she's actually coming out with another one, I guess, next year. Anyway, it was fascinating.
Well, she has to, right? Hallmark Channel is producing 86 new movies on Christmas this year. Yeah. And Lifetime's like, oh, crap, we got to step it up.
Yeah.
We got to release 75. And then now Netflix is getting in on the game, and they're like, don't forget us. We got 20. And then you're going to, Ion and Up TV are going to at least have 5 apiece. It's exhausting just thinking about it. That's a whole new book. She shouldn't even just update it. She should just, a new, like volume 2.
Yeah, no, it
Nice,
is. It's going to
2019.
coming out next year. And so I know people might be kind of like, oh, who's this person? Maybe I won't listen to it. But trust me, if you're a fan of Christmas movies, if you're a fan, you will really like this. It's very interesting. She's a lot of fun. And we talk about Christmas episodes, and we talk about obviously Christmas movies, and it's a really fun one. So people should definitely look forward to that. We thought with Christmas in July, this was the perfect time to air that. So definitely check it out.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Okay. So then, because we don't have Good Witch, we are doing our top 5 episode on Tuesday next week. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be our top 5 non-Hallmark Christmas movies with me, Emma from the Hallmark, Sam is Hallmark hubby, and my friend Jennifer Chandler. And so the 4 of us, we're talking about our favorite non-Hallmark Christmas movies. And that one's going to be very fun. Then on Wednesday, we have our next episode of On Friendship, where me and Elisa from Best Drivers Pod, we're going to be talking about Back When We Were Grown-Ups, which is a Hallmark Hall of Fame film, and it is available to watch on the Hallmark Movies Now app. So if you have that, you can watch it. It's a very kind of weird movie, but I think you'll really find the conversation interesting. And so if you have time this weekend, give that a watch so that you'll be ready for the podcast on Wednesday. So a lot of fun stuff, kind of eclectic, weird little week for us, but I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great. Pay attention to us, you guys. We're doing things. All right. And now that we're winding down, you know what that means? It's voicemail time. And to help us do the voicemails, who is that? Who's joining us? Knock,
Hello.
knock, who's there?
Hello.
Oh, it's Lisa.
Yay!
Hi, guys. Thanks for letting me stop in. I brought some cookies and some milk. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then
the cookie
there's some
crawl.
almond milk. Yeah.
Yay!
Hi.
Well, we had to specially call in our good friend Lisa because we have some questions that only she can answer.
I'm so excited for this. Oh my God.
First, we have a voicemail from friend of the podcast, Angela, and let's listen to her message.
Hello, this is Angela, aka Angela to be packed, as you know me on Twitter. I wanted to leave a message to wish Lisa and Amy both a very happy birthday and tell everyone at the Hallmarkies podcast team, keep up the great work. It is so great to listen to you. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
That's right.
What? That's
Happy birthday, Lisa and Amy.
Thank you, Angela. Can I just first say, no, you are the special one because she has like radio voice. I could listen to her all day. I need her to record audiobooks.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yeah, she like sounds amazing. And so thank you, Angela. That was awesome. And I really appreciate it. And I think you're the best. Thank you for listening.
She's so great. I love her comments on Twitter.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I love every time she tweets about an episode because I'm like, yay, you listen.
Yeah. Well, and she's just such an ambassador to female podcasters, which I think is so cool. I love that she does that.
She's amazing. But you know who else is amazing? Our intern, Jonathan. And he left us a voicemail, so let's take a quick listen to that.
Yes.
Hey, this is Jonathan, your friendly neighborhood podcast editor. This message is for Amy and Lisa. It's July 3rd, and I was just sitting here editing the July 4th episode, and you guys were talking about your birthdays growing up as you were born on July 4th and 5th. Lisa's was particularly heart-wrenching. Only 2 birthday parties ever. Your family should be ashamed. My nephew's turning 1 today. We're having a birthday party for him tomorrow on the 4th. I hope he won't suffer a similar fate in the future. Anyway, I was making a mental note to tweet birthday wishes at you on your birthdays, but then in the end you shouted out your voicemail number, so I was like, I should just do that instead. So that's what I'm doing. Happy birthday. And if no one throws you a party again, first of all, shame on them. But second, you should just throw yourself a party for one. Go see a movie and go out for pizza, or staying on brand here, you could stay in and watch a Hallmark movie and order a pizza. Anyway, that's all. I hope you both had great birthdays.
Yay!
Hey, Jonathan, thank you. First of all, Jonathan, thank you for the editing skills because you bring it each and every time, and we appreciate you. And yeah, you're right. It has been a traumatic childhood. No, just kidding. It hasn't. You know, the 70s and 80s, dude, people just didn't care as much. They were like, you get a birthday party, you don't whine about it. Just here's some presents, here's a cake. Just like, here, go away. No, I'm just kidding. No, my parents, they actually threw me a lot. It was a lot of like family parties where it was just, you know, the parents, grandparents and stuff like that. It wasn't a lot of friend parties because all of my friends went out of town for 4th of July because that's what you do. Except for us, we just hung out. So yeah. And now that I'm older, I'm like, party schmarty, just give me the money and I'll travel by myself.
So are you saying that next year for your birthday, you're going to come out and visit us in Utah?
Duh. I'm telling you guys, Galentine's Day is when it needs to happen.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I would love that.
I'll make y'all waffles and
frittatas.
Yes. And embroider your faces on pillows, and we could all just sit around and talk about our favorite Hallmark movies. And yeah.
That would be my dream come true.
Yes.
But did you have a good birthday, Lisa?
I did. Thank you very much. I did. It was very nice.
Did fireworks abound?
You know, it's funny because I do live in a neighborhood that does get, not regularly, but semi-regularly, some gunshots. So sometimes it's hard to tell. And it was like, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it's July 3rd. I bet those are fireworks. I hope so. And then July 4th, and I was like, those are for sure fireworks. Yeah, but, you know. It is what it is.
You really need those Hallmark movies.
Yeah, we live on a hill, so we have the upper ground, like the upper hand. So I'm like,
no, you have the upper ground.
Upper ground.
Yeah. Just like they did in Star Wars,
exactly.
Revenge of the Sith.
Exactly. So I'm like,
the high ground.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, very good. I'm glad. And we should everybody should follow Jonathan on Twitter. I'll put his information in the description section because he's awesome. And he has his own podcast called the iHeart Podcast where he talks about all kinds of different stuff. Amber and I have been on there at least once. I've been on there a bunch of times. But anyway, he's awesome. And he's actually our intern, but he's amazing. So everybody should follow him.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much for coming by. It's been such a delight meeting with you briefly.
No, the delight is on my side, so I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Lisa, see ya.
Bye. Bye. See you later. You can always catch me at Girl Gone Hallmark on Twitter. Peace.
All right, bye. See ya. Right, and as Lisa walks away down the hall of the internet, we have finally reached the end of the podcast. All right, Rachel, so let's tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media on iTunes and YouTube. And so please check that out. I'm celebrating on Monday my 200th Family Movie Night review. So it's pretty exciting.
Excellent. And Miss Caroline, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at MitaCarolineR.
Excellent. And as always, I'm at Amber Brainwaves on Twitter, and that's it. And then you can also follow the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod on Twitter or at Hallmarkies Podcast on Instagram. We are also on Facebook. If you happen to be listening to this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and like. And if you're not watching this on YouTube, head over to YouTube. Hit subscribe. We're great. And wherever you are, make sure that you like this. And most importantly, for the longevity of this particular podcast, please send us your comments, your feedback. You can email us at feedback@hallmarkiespodcast.com or send us tweets with hashtag HPNFeedback or give us a call at our voicemail line, which is area code 801-855-6407. Once again, that's area code 801-855-6407. And I'd really appreciate it. And who knows, maybe if you send us enough comments, we'll get a soundbite for you, just like our patron, Scott. And speaking of our patron, Rachel, tell people how they can be our patron.
Oh, it's super easy. You just log on to. We'll have the link for the Patreon in the description. You can just click on it, and for as low as $2 a month, you can become a patron. If you want to be in the Facebook group, $5 a month, and we have giveaways. We have exclusive interviews that you can listen to, all kinds of stuff that you get access to a lot of that for the $2 a month giveaway. So it's really easy.
Easy as pie, ladies and gentlemen. Easy as pie. So, from all of us at Hallmarkies Podcast, thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.